Find yourself a comfortable seat. Today we'll be focusing on the lower back with some spinal stretches and some spinal twists, as well as focus on the hips to help alleviate tightness in the hips, especially if you've been doing a lot of sitting throughout the day. So let's start in a comfortable seat. Sit tall. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. Again, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Do that a few more times on your own. And for the last 2 breaths, go ahead and make a little bit of an ah sound. So create a little bit of audible noise as you exhale out. And one more time. So don't hold back, just let it go, let it out through the exhale. And then allow your eyes to gently close and start to breathe in and out through your nose. And turn your attention to your breathing. As you inhale, feel how your belly expands and how your chest rises. As you exhale, notice how it feels to breathe out. There is a softening and a letting go. Notice how it feels on the inhale. Notice how it feels on the exhale. And we'll start with just a minute or so of silence and just tuning into the breath, tuning into the body, giving yourself some space to settle in and really bring your full attention into your experience right here, right now. So kind of moving out of the head and out of the thoughts and moving into the physical body, sensations, sounds, anything that you can take in through your senses. And start to engage your ujjayi breathing if you haven't already. Constrict the back of your throat so that as you inhale, you can hear a soft sound in the back of your throat, like a soft sigh or like the wind or the ocean. And as you exhale, you can hear the same sound as you constrict the back of your throat. So when we engage this ujjayi breath, what are we doing? Why are we doing that? So when we constrict the back of the throat, we're actually making the hole that the air is passing through a little bit smaller, which is why you can hear that sound as the air kind of brushes through the back of the throat. And this helps to warm the air as we breathe in, so it warms the body from the inside out. And you might take a moment just to notice any effects of the Ujjayi breath, just from this last minute or so of breathing in this way. You might notice that the breath begins to slow down a little bit as we control the amount of air going in and out. You might notice that the breath becomes a little bit longer. And so we're using a more full breath as we expand the lungs fully and empty them out fully. And all of these things combined help to prepare us for our practice. It helps to calm the activity in the mind. It helps to settle the body. So take a couple more breaths just like that, noticing for yourself. And we'll try to keep this breath going throughout the practice today, and I'll give little reminders throughout in case we forget. Okay, so notice how this helps you to tune in a little bit more to your body and to be more present of what you're doing physically. So let's bring our hands together in front of the heart, tuck the chin, and just welcome yourself to this time that you have set aside for you, for your health, for your well-being. And just thank yourself for doing that and for prioritizing yourself today. And on your next exhale, tuck your chin and look down towards your fingertips. And then gently release the hands. Okay. So we're going to start laying down on our backs today. And you can move anything off of your mat if you're sitting on something. And just come to lay down with your knees bent and your feet about mat width apart. And just let your arms come out to the sides with the palms facing up like a big T. So knees are bent, feet mat width apart. Just take a deep breath in through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. And just feel, do that a couple more times on your own. And as you exhale, just feel your body beginning to settle into the mat. And just get a sense of how your body feels. One more breath. And then continue to breathe through your nose with your Ujjayi breath. And as you exhale, drop your knees gently towards the left until you feel a little bit of a stretch through the front of the right hip. And then inhale, bring your knees back to center. Exhale, drop your knees to the right. Let the knees relax downwards. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale, center. And exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Bend your knees and pull them in towards your chest. Use your hands to hug the knees in and rock gently side to side. You can wiggle your toes, point and flex your feet. And then Come to the center, take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, rotate your head to the left so your left ear comes towards the mat. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn your head to the right. Press your right ear towards the mat. Inhale, center. One more time. Exhale, turn your head to the left. Feel the stretch in the neck. Inhale, center. Exhale, look to the right. Inhale, center. Extend the right leg, point the toes, and keep that right leg anchored into the floor. Use your hands and place them behind your left hamstring, and then extend your leg up to the ceiling. Okay, and then just start to make big circles counterclockwise with the toes. So imagine there is a pen attached to the tip of your big toe, and you're just drawing a big circle on the ceiling. Keep breathing. Soften your face, your jaw. And notice where the movement tends to get stuck and where it feels smooth. So I can tell that when I turn my toe inwards, it gets a little bit rough there, and I can tell that I have some tightness there. I can feel a little more sensation. So just notice, and then go in the other direction. So clockwise circle. Keep your face, your jaw, your eyes soft. Sometimes we clench up our faces without knowing it. Good. And then flex your left foot. Exhale, point the toes. Inhale to flex. Exhale, point. And one more time. Inhale, flex. And point. Bend the knee, hug it in towards your chest. And bring it in as close as is comfortable, so you feel that in your hip a little bit. And then shift your knee to the left so that you're opening your hip a little wider. And you're pulling the knee towards the shoulder. Good. And then from here, we'll just release. Straighten the left leg, point the toes, and pull the right knee in towards you. Hug it in towards your belly, towards your chest. And then place your hands behind your hamstring and extend the right leg. Point your toes. You can wiggle the toes around a little bit. And then go ahead and make a circle in a clockwise direction. So drawing that big circle on the ceiling with your big toe. And try to make the circle as round and smooth as you can. And then just notice where it tends to get a little sticky. Okay, and then switch direction. Good. And then flex the foot and point the toes. Inhale to flex. Exhale to point. And inhale to flex. And point. Hug the knee in towards your chest. And bring it in as much as is comfortable. Feeling that in the hip. And then shift it to the right. So you're pulling it towards the right shoulder, opening up that hip a little bit. And then release. Okay. Point the toes, reach the arms up towards the ceiling, and just take a big stretch. Reach the fingertips up, point the toes down. And then exhale, release the hands, bend your knees, place your feet hip width apart. Place your knees hip width apart. And if you do have a yoga block, you can place it between your thighs, but you don't need one. So don't worry if you don't have one. If you do, place it between your thighs so that your knees stay hip width apart. And remember, you can rotate your block 3 different ways. If you have a block, squeeze it gently with your thighs, and then place your hands on the mat, palms facing down. Let's get ready for easy bridge. Feel your toenails on the mat. Feel your heels and your feet on the floor. Press down through your feet and then lift your hips up, up, up to the ceiling until you stop naturally. And then exhale, lower your upper spine, lower spine. Mid-spine, and then lower spine and tailbone. Okay, let's try that again. So press through your feet. Inhale, roll the hips up in one smooth motion. Keep going until your body stops. Find your edge. Exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Okay, so find your own rhythm here and move with your breath, inhaling as you come up, and then your exhale brings you down. So remember to keep your Ujjayi breath going. We'll try to keep it throughout the practice today. And every time you lift up, just explore how much you can come up. So just find your edge, and it changes a little bit each time. It's never exactly the same. We're going to do one more, and we're going to hold at the top. Okay. Once you're at the top, we're going to take 3 Ujjayi breaths. Feel your feet pressing into the floor. Feel your hips floating to the ceiling. Chin relaxes towards the chest. As you inhale, feel your belly expand and your chest rise. As you exhale, feel the chest fall and the belly draw in. One more time, soften your face, find a little smile. And then exhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Okay, release the knees, release the block if you have one. Bring the left knee in, extend the left leg and bring the right knee into the chest. Okay, use your left hand to bring the knee across your body towards the left and just find a little spinal twist. Keep the right foot flexed and just pause a couple breaths here. Your right hand can stay just on that right rib cage, or if you can comfortably reach it out to the right side, go for it. If you're extending the right arm, try to keep that right shoulder on the floor. So you might have to untwist just a bit. One more breath here. And then untwist. Extend the right leg. And let's do the other side. So left knee hugs in. Use the right hand to move the leg across your body. Keep the left foot flexed. And then your left hand stays on your rib cage or reaches out to the side. Okay, so deep, deep breath here, breathing all the way down into the lower back. And exhale. And untwist. Good. Okay. From here, we're going to either roll up and down and come to sit, or if that's not comfortable, just roll to one side and then come up to sit. So if you're rolling, your hands are behind your thighs, and you're just going to roll up and down like this, bringing the legs up and over the head. This is a really fun thing to do just to kind of get your blood and your circulation and your energy going. Okay, and then one more and we'll come to sit. Good. All right. From here, let me get my microphone there. Let's come all the way up onto hands and knees. And you can place the blanket, if you like, underneath your knees or your towel. Okay. So come into tabletop with your toes tucked. So wrists are under the shoulders, knees under the hips, toes are tucked. Get your spine nice and flat. Chin is slightly tucked, back of the head in line with your spine. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw your hips down towards your heels until you feel the stretch in your toes and the bottoms of your feet. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale again, draw the hips back, stretching the arms, the spine, relax the head. Inhale back. And one more time, exhale, draw the hips back, stretch the spine, the arms, and inhale, back up. Untuck the toes, step the left foot forward, and come into a low lunge. So from this low lunge, gently rock side to side, stretching the right hip flexor. Okay, and then come back to center. Press down through the left foot and bring your hands on top of the thighs. Lengthen up through the spine, draw the shoulders down and back and look forward. Feel that left foot firmly pressing down into the floor, and then see if you can reach the arms forward and up. As you exhale, bend your elbows, palms face forward, and then inhale, reach the arms up. 2 more times. Exhale, bend the elbows, palms face forward. They call this cactus arms. And then inhale, reaching up. And then exhale, one more time. And then inhale, reach up, release the hands, and we'll switch. So left leg comes back, right leg comes forward. Bend the knee, soften the hips down, and rock gently side to side. Okay, so we did something similar to this last week. So it should feel a little bit familiar. Come back to center, press through the right foot, and then hands on top of the thighs. So drop the hips, feel into that stretch, and lengthen the spine, shoulders back. Deep breath in. Exhale, keep your Ujjayi breath going. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep your eyes focused on one point. Inhale, reach up. Again, exhale and bend. And reach up. And one more time. And up. Release the hands. Step that right leg back. Walk the hands forward a few inches, tuck the toes, and let's come into downward facing dog, lifting those hips up and back. If this doesn't feel like a comfortable pose for you, you can always keep your knees on the floor, toes tucked, and just draw your hips back to the heels, getting a nice stretch down through the spine and the shoulders. Okay, so your choice here. If you're in downward facing dog, you can pedal your feet out a little bit, relax your head. Wherever you are, stay really close to your breath, your Ujjayi breathing. And then let's settle into our pose, relaxing the heels downwards. You can bend your knees if you need to. Draw your chest a little closer to your thighs. Breathing in. Breathing out. Fingers are spread wide. Fingertips are pressing into the mat. One more breath. And then as you exhale, soften your knees, look forward, and we'll all come into a forward fold. So take your time getting there. Come to the top of your mat. Come into a forward bend. And relax your head once you're there. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And try to bring your upper body a little closer to your lower body. And so you really feel that stretch down the spine, maybe even through the back of your neck. Okay, so hands come behind your calves. If you need to bend a little more, go ahead. Try to bring your forehead a little closer to your shins. And it doesn't have to be super close, but really what you're looking for is that stretch down the spine. It's kind of like you're folding in half, like a piece of paper. And soften your forehead, your jaw, your tongue. Shake the head a little bit and get a sense of really releasing through the top of your head. Deep Ujjayi breaths in and out here. So the upper body is super relaxed. Okay. And then place your hands on your shins. Straighten your arms and legs and bring your chest parallel to the floor. So you're in a half forward bend like this. In this half forward bend, you're pressing your thighs back. Spine is nice and long. Shoulders are hugging down and back. And then as you exhale, fold. Okay, let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway up, half forward bend. Exhale and fold. And 1 more time. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Come to stand. Touch your palms above the head. Look up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, standing in Tadasana. Stand nice and tall. Feel your feet on the floor. Bring your hands together in front of the heart. So spread your toes on the mat. Lift your kneecaps slightly so your thighs are engaged. Lift through the crown of the head. And take a deep breath in as you focus your eyes on one point. Exhale out, Ujjayi breath. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Touch your palms and look up. Exhale, swan dive forward, forward bend. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, left leg back, come into a high lunge. Find your balance, and then inhale, sweep the arms up into crescent lunge. Exhale, bring your hands down, step into plank pose, top of a push-up. You can also lower your knees in modified plank if you like. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend your elbows, come all the way down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, press through your hips, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and inhale into baby cobra. Lift the chin and chest off the mat. Exhale, forehead to the floor. Let's try that again. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the chin and chest. And this time, lift the left leg off the floor. Feel your lower back. Lengthen the left leg a little bit longer. Exhale, release everything to the floor. Notice how your left leg feels a little longer than your right. Inhale, baby cobra. Right leg lifts off the floor. Bring attention to your lower back. Lengthen the right leg a little bit longer. Exhale, release. 1 more time on each side. Inhale, baby cobra. Left leg lifts. Lengthen the leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, baby cobra. Right leg lifts. Lengthen the leg. And lower down. Tuck the toes. Stretch back, drawing the hips to the heels. So take a moment just to pause here. Feel your hands on the mat. Stretch the spine. And either stay here or come into downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, Ujjayi breath. And soften your knees, look forward, and we'll all come to the top of the mat into a forward fold. And then inhale halfway up. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, coming to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Again, inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, right leg back, high lunge, find your balance, and then crescent lunge. Sweep the arms forward and up. Exhale, release down. Inhale into plank pose or modified plank by lowering your knees. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower down. Untuck your toes, forehead to the mat. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, press the hips into the floor, and baby cobra. Lift the chin and chest. From here, feel your shoulder blades moving down your back. And then see if you can float your legs, both of them, off the floor now. So even your knees and your thighs, or at least part of your thighs, lift off the mat. Lengthen your legs, feel your lower back. Exhale, release. Let's try that again. Inhale, baby cobra, and then float your legs off the floor. Hold as you exhale. Inhale. And exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale, baby cobra. Hold for 3 breaths here. If you want to add a little bit more, reach your hands back, palms down beside the hips, hovering above the floor. Find a point to focus your eyes. Take 2 more Ujjayi breaths. Soften your eyes, soften your jaw. And then find a little smile on your face and see if that helps just to soften and lighten things up a bit. One more breath. And then release the hands, tuck the toes. Oh, stretch the hips back. Oh, yeah. Take a moment to pause here. And either stay here or come into downward facing dog. And just shake your head out a little bit in down dog. Breathing in. And exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or jump to the top. Inhaling halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Touch your palms above the head, look up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And then release the hands. And just take a moment to pause in Tadasana, breathing in. And breathing out. Good. Okay. From here, we're going to come into, we're going to do a spinal twist sitting on the ground and then come into pigeon pose, which is really nice for stretching through the hips. And then we'll finish with a twist and shavasana. So make your way down to the floor. You can move anything off of your mat if you have it. And we'll start in Dandasana. So this is staff pose. The feet are flexed, the thighs are pressing down, and we're sitting nice and tall in an L shape with the body. Okay. So imagine that you're sitting against a wall and you're hugging your shoulder blades together and down, Okay, not all the way so that you're kind of arching your back, but they're just sort of drawing back and down to help your spine stay upright. Take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. Okay, so notice how this pose feels. It takes a lot of effort, even though it looks easy. And we'll release the hands and just place them out in front of us like this. Okay. And this is going to be our center point. As you inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, rotate your belly to the left and then place your hands on the floor. Bend your elbows until you feel a stretch in your lower back, a little spinal twist, and then straighten your arms and come back to your center point. Exhale, rotate to the right, hands to the floor. Bend the elbows, lean over, feel the lower back, and then inhale back to center. Exhale, twisting to the left, bend the elbows, feel the lower back. Inhale, center. Exhale, right, bend the elbows, spinal twist. Inhale, center. One more time. Exhale, left. Inhale. Exhale, right. And inhale, center. Good. From here, place your hands underneath your thighs. Sit up nice and tall. And then exhale, tuck your chin towards the chest like you're making double chins. So get it really tight. And then you're going to scoop your forehead down and then forward and then up towards the ceiling. Exhale, tuck your chin, make double chins, squeeze the chin to the chest, and then roll forward. And you're going to feel your spine round. And then you'll lean forward and reach the forehead forward and up. And then exhale, tuck your chin. So it's kind of like you're making a big circle with your head. And you might imagine that you're like a turtle poking its head out of the shell. So you're going to make that double chin. You're going to round your back, come down, and then scoop it forward and up, sticking your head out of the shell. And again, do this a few times and try to find a nice rhythm here so that it all flows together. And it should feel like a really nice stretch for the neck and also between the shoulder blades, shoulders, and spine. I find this movement really helpful for getting into those hard to reach areas between the shoulder blades and kind of at the top, tops of the shoulders. So let's do one more circle here. Try to make it as big as is comfortable. And then come back to center. Okay. From here, let's get ready for pigeon pose. Now, if pigeon pose is too much for your knees or your hips, then I'll show you modified pigeon in just a moment. Okay. So in pigeon pose, we're going to start on hands and knees. And let's come into down dog just to make the transition a little easier. So from downward facing dog, bring the left knee towards the left wrist and then place your shin on the floor. And get your shin as parallel to the top of the mat as you can. It's never going to be exactly parallel, but that's kind of the direction you're moving in. Okay. And then drag your right foot back until your knee lowers to the floor and then untuck your toes. You're going to feel this in that left hip quite a lot and in the front of the right hip. And then you can just sort of play around here. You can rock a little bit side to side. You can stay up on your hands or you can lower down onto your forearms. If you have a block, you could use your block like this. And relax your head, palms together or flat on the mat. If that hurts your knees or your hips, come onto your back with your knees bent. Ugh. Okay, and then place your left ankle on the right thigh like this. Flex the right foot or left foot and press the knee away from you. And then you can just play with rocking a little bit side to side, rocking the legs side to side. Or if you want a little bit more, you can pull the right knee towards you and hold behind either your right hamstring or shin like this. That will be a little more of an intense stretch. Okay, so we're looking to stretch into the outer right hip, especially here in reclining pigeon. So find your Ujjayi breath. Take a couple more here. Okay. If you are in the regular pigeon, the first variation, slowly straighten your arms and come up and then back into downward facing dog. Excuse me. If you are in reclining pigeon like me, you're just going to lower the legs, uncross the legs, and pause in the middle. Okay? And then go ahead and get ready on your other side. So if you're doing the first variation, bring your right knee towards the right wrist, lower your shin to the floor, slide the left foot back, and untuck your toes. And then you can lower down if you like. Reclining pigeon, the right ankle comes to the left thigh. Flex the foot and press the right knee away from you. Hug the left knee towards your body if you want a little more. And then you can hold behind the left thigh or left shin. Okay? If that's too much, just keep your foot on the floor and you can play with rocking the leg side to side. So just settle into your body, into your Ujjayi breath here. Noticing if there's anywhere in your body that you're clenching or resisting or tightening. And see if you can just soften those areas. And then again, maybe find a little smile on your face. And I'd like you just to notice what happens when you simply turn the corners of your mouth up. Notice how that just softens everything. Softens your face, it softens your thoughts, your body, emotions. Such a small, tiny thing that you can do anytime throughout your day. You can do little experiments, like if you're upset, you can just turn the corners of your mouth up and see if that lightens your mood a little bit or makes things feel a bit less serious. And take one more breath here. Okay, and then gently release. If you're in reclining pigeon, just bring your legs to the floor, uncross the legs. Regular pigeon, stretch it back into down dog one more time. And then we will all meet on our backs, just like this. And once you're on your back, let's just take a big stretch, reaching the arms up, stretch the legs, point the toes. And release. Okay. Anything else that you want to do before we come into Shavasana, feel free to do so. If there's any more movements that your body is craving right now. And then come into your final relaxation. Oh, actually, let's do our little ball. Bring the knees into the chest, roll yourself into a little ball and squeeze in tight. And then stretch the face, stick out the tongue, roll the eyes back. And release. Come into Shavasana. Legs straight, feet apart, toes to the sides. Hands away from the body, palms up. If that's not comfortable, bend your knees, feet apart, knees together. Deep breath in. And sigh the breath out. And just give yourself this time to rest, nothing else to do. Feel your belly rising and falling with the breath. I'll let you know when it's time to come out by ringing a bell. Shanti. Peace. Begin to deepen the breath. Feeling the belly rise and fall, the body breathing itself. And become aware of your body on your mat. Wiggle the fingers and toes, waking the physical body. As you inhale, find a big stretch, reaching the arms up, stretching the legs, pointing the toes. And release the arms and roll to one side. Take a moment to pause for a full breath in and out on your side. And then make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Sitting tall, being mindful of how you hold yourself up, of your posture, your spine, your shoulders, your head. And just noticing how you feel after your practice. Any difference from when you first came in today? Bring the hands together in front of the heart and tuck your chin. And thank yourself once again for making the time for you today. Take a moment to send yourself well wishes for safety, for health, and for happiness. And then sending well wishes to everyone here and beyond this room for the same things that we wish for ourselves, for safety, for good health, and for happiness. Thank you for sharing your practice. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Namaste.